Why we rolled out the Hustler Fund was for three fundamental reasons. And that is why we called it the Financial Inclusion Fund. It was not supposed to compete with banks. It wasn't meant to replace credit in banks. It was meant to correct a market failure, that there are people who banks and financial lenders cannot touch, even with the longest pole that you can find. But they exist. They are not included in the financial system, and they need support. So we rolled out the Hustler Fund to attend and to include these micro entrepreneurs. You know, people who sit in offices that have air condition, speaking from Nairobi, in posh hotels, don't think 500 shillings matters to anybody, because they don't understand the hassles of small people. They don't understand what goes on in real Kenya, down there, where 500 shillings can make somebody earn a living, be able to put food on their table, and be able to go about their businesses. Strategic interventions in agriculture are delivering tangible results. Yields of maize, sugar, tea, coffee, milk, and others have risen by at least 50% in some cases, leading to reduced imports, higher farmer incomes, and enhanced food security for our country. You will remember that we have been a perennial importer of sugar. This year, we reduced our sugar importation by 70%. You also know that we've been importing even our staple food maize. We have reduced our imports of maize by 80%. And from the look of things, we will not be importing any maize this year or even into next year, because of the interventions that we have put in place and because God has been gracious to us and we have had some rain. And I am pleased to state without equivocation that if the Kenyan economy were a living body, its vital organs would confirm robust health. We are now ranked the 6th largest economy in Africa. Our inflation has declined significantly from 9.6% in 2002 to 4.1% last month. In fact, it was at 2.8% earlier this year, and we are well set on placing ourselves among the stable, vibrant economies in Africa. I salute the private sector for its indispensable and facilitative role in delivering public goods and services. One such example is the Affordable Housing Program, a flagship initiative that is transforming lives and reshaping our urban landscape. It has already created 320,000 jobs across the building and construction value chains now, and we had a conversation with the industry last week, and we are ramping up the numbers of people hired in this space to 600,000 in the next 2 months. We have decided to include a new shift to be able not just to accelerate the delivery of the markets, the hostels, and the affordable houses that we are constructing in that space, but to also reduce the time that we are that is spent on delivery of units, because we already have a pipeline of 700,000 housing units where we have identified land, We've done designs, and we are rolling out the construction. Through the localization of supply chains, we are creating impact and expanding opportunity. We have ring-fenced, for example, 11 billion shillings for the Juakali sector to manufacture key housing components, from doors to windows to hinges, and many fittings, stimulating grassroots enterprise, strengthening livelihoods, and anchoring economic growth in the communities that need it the most. I'm happy that this meeting is co-sponsored by the Juakali sector. And they have begun to wear suits. And they are now telling me they are no longer Juakali. You know, they are serious people. And in fact, some of them are saying they are now corporatized. You know, they have bank accounts, and they also pay taxes. The private sector equally anchors core value chains, including agriculture, which employs over 40% of Kenyans, ICT and financial services, in which Kenya leads in innovation, and of course tourism, where accommodation and food services grew by 26% in Q2 of 2024, a powerful indicator of economic rebound. You are also aware that we are expanding our conference footprint and infrastructure with the development of the Bomas of Kenya that is underway to make sure that we can do more conferencing, and we are also expanding hotel capacity in the city with the construction by the private sector of another 3 hotels at the Bomas of Kenya that will be underway shortly to make sure that Kenya becomes a truly conference destination.